Jobless, jobless, that's how I feel. This is not a joke, guys. I just lost my job, my 9 to 5, and as a result, I've been spending so much time at home, just taking it all in. Now, normally, I would already be on LinkedIn trying to polish my brand to apply for other jobs. But I thought, you know what? This time, I want to experience other jobs. I really know what it feels like doing them. First on my list is a job in construction, and no, not the architects, because obviously I need a degree for that. The cement carrier. Yeah, that's me. But let's take it from the beginning. So I did my research, Googled construction jobs, searched for the risks and of construction jobs, searched for the benefits, Googled the payment pattern, thought about it, prayed about it, decided, you know what? Let's do this. So I called up my friend Abu, who works in construction, and I asked him for a job. Thankfully, he agreed and found me somewhere. And here we are. So hi guys, we are currently at the construction site and I'm about to start work. I really spoke to the engineer about what I could do and what I cannot do. So when I came there, it was like, okay, what do you want to start with? I was like, I don't know, what should I start with? And then he was like, yeah, well, they have different things. You can start with sand. And then I thought, sand, it wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, it seems like something I can totally do because carrying sand is just like, it's physically tasking. It's not, you don't need any kind of skills to do that. So I started with the sand. I carried like 30 buckets. 30 buckets is actually a lot, but if you don't know, you don't know. I don't tire, but the hustle must go on. With this one now, I go do more. Now like this, you dey take break. You dey take break at all. So when you fit take break, we just dey go. You no go stop at all. Ha, you dey lie. So the guy who I was working with, this is where he kept, telling me how to do it in a way that it will be easier for me. That the way I'm doing it, I might be making it harder for myself, and I will not be able to carry much if I keep doing it like that. So I learned from him a bit of, how to do it, experience. And I guess that made it easier for me. So I think I'm on my 15 buckets, but my neck hurts like really bad. And my guy said I should be putting half buckets. If I put it full, that it does not help me. It makes it hard for me. So I'm doing half buckets now, no longer full as I was doing. And then he also taught me how to lift the buckets. That makes it easier for me. Anyway, we are going for another 15, and then we'll see how it goes. 14 more to go. This is they carry me go from, they carry me go back. Say my head is headaching me, but we have to get to 30. I cannot stop. Saw that guy filling up, and I really started feeling bad because if I don't fill it up, I will feel like I was, being given a baby treatment. I'm trying to do adult treatment, Fill it up the way everybody's filling it up. Let's see how we get to 30. I'm on 19, remaining 11. I feel like say my head they enter inside.
How many colors is this?
See na black and black away. Final. But I know they see where. But now the water will enter my eye, having a the headache. Yeah, it felt very good getting done with the 30 buckets because I had set in mind that I wanted to do 30 buckets. People kept discouraging me. Oh, you should stop now. You have tried. You should stop now. But must it be 30? Everybody just kept... You would expect them to encourage me, but they were discouraging me instead. They just kept, this is not what you do. This is not your job. You don't have to do it like us. You can do a bit and, you know, quit. Even my videographer was like, it's enough now. You just want to do it for content. It's enough. And I was like, nah, I want to actually experience it. I want to see what it feels like to do that much. I know I cannot see what it feels like just by doing 30, but at least that's a start. My body aches, my head aches, my eyes ache, my face. My whole system they pay me. After 30, that was the time I needed to move on to something else. And I was thinking what to do next. And I saw the guys mixing the concrete and I thought, you know what? Maybe it's time to try that. Yeah, that one was definitely very scary because everybody kept saying, are you sure? Are you sure? It's a lot, you know, you might not be able to do it. The time I was carrying the first bucket, I realized how heavy carrying concrete is compared to sand. It was a lot heavier than carrying sand, obviously, because there's stone, there's water, there's sand, it's everything inside that bucket. I could definitely feel the, you know, the difference. I feel too. Not here? Okay. Okay. Yeah, make it up. Climbing the ladder was definitely a tough one for me. In fact, I was about to give up, to be honest, because I was looking at the ladder. I was like, okay, this does not feel rigid. It does not feel strong. It does not feel, you know, solid. I felt like it was going to break. And I was like, this one is not about content right now. It's about my safety. So yeah, it was definitely one that I took a minute. I was like, should I? Should I not? But I'm stubborn, so I went ahead and climbed it and handed over the bucket of concrete to the guy who is above. Yeah, that was scary, but yeah, once I got up there, it didn't feel as scary anymore. Finishing the first one felt like, okay, I've done something. In fact, everybody was like, maybe you should quit. It's time to quit. You should quit. You have done enough. But I was like, I have not done enough. What is it? I have not done enough. I was like, nah, this can't be all. And then I asked the guy, how many do you carry per day? He was like, you could go for 100, 200. I was like, you could go for 100, 200, but you don't want me to even carry more than one? Like, isn't that unfair? If you can do 200, even if you're experienced, I believe on my first day I should be able to do at least, even if it's that bad, 5, not 1. 1 was too embarrassing. Now let's see what I do now. But you, how many they do? You see, and I don't even do up to 3.
Yeah, I do inside side every day.
Yes, but 200 for person inside side. Then person no dey inside side every day. Supposed to do at least 5.
No, tomorrow.
Now that second one, it was just like, after I was done with the second one, I was like, okay, you've done enough, stop now. He collected my bucket, literally, and gave it to somebody else. And then I was like, I want to do. It was like, that's why we started having the argument about, if he's doing 200, why can't I do at least 4 or 5 on my first day? So he was like, trust me, this is not easy. It's not easy. You should let it go. You should leave it. Even my videographer started saying, in fact, I felt like my videographer was kind of not cheering me at all throughout this experience, because once I started something, he would find a way to like be like, okay, you have done enough. Stop now. So the guy was like, nah, you've done enough. Don't go for the third one. But I'm stubborn, so I kept insisting and insisting and insisting until he finally let me do it. So I went for the third one. I think I went for a fourth one, and then that was where I felt like, okay, I've done my best, I should stop now. And then I stopped. And then I thought of what to do next, and I thought, okay, those guys that were mixing the concrete to fill the bucket, maybe I should try that. And I went all the way to that, the place where they do that.
Kadan, za ka ci abinci ba? A'a, daga safe za ka ci abinci, za ka ci abinci daga kai yamma?
Zan ci abinci, sai ni da ci abinci, sai an kai magarwa.
Ye, ina ana samu abinci a nan?
Wallahi daga nan baya.
This one wasn't exactly, I wouldn't say it was challenging. Physically, it wasn't challenging, like it wasn't heavy. I was just, lifting a shovel. So it felt like, okay, it was quite basic. It wasn't that stressful. The stressful part was my hand. I don't have a very strong palm. So whenever I use it to do anything, once there's friction between my hand and anything, there would look blisters here and here and here. This was about to happen while I was in the shovel, and I definitely wasn't ready for all the, the stress of that process. So I decided to just quit. I did it for 2 buckets or 3 buckets, and I called it quits. It was now time to try the block industry. I definitely had no idea how heavy the block would be, because looking at it, I was like, okay, doesn't seem like a lot. There's space in between, so it's not going to be heavy. But it had a different impact on my head. The bucket is quite soft on the head, you get. And I was wearing this cap that has this stuff in the middle that makes it quite hard to balance anything on the middle of your head. So putting the block on my head was more challenging than I expected. It feels heavier, even though it's not actually heavier. It's just because of how it's a hard surface on top of your head, so the impact was more.
You know hard now. Well done. I work. Now they pay me, Abi. I feel the pain, but I don't know where they come from.
I wanted to go 2 blocks, but I obviously wanted to start with 1 because I didn't want to break 1 block and have to pay. So I started with 1, and with how heavy it was, I knew I couldn't try 2, so I just let it go. And yeah, I just did the 2 blocks. I think I did 5 times, and that was it. I called it quits.
The block is just weird. It feels like it's nothing, but it's actually something. It feels very light when you're carrying it, until you have to carry it to another floor. Somehow I feel like it's heavier. It's not heavier. See that one, you put inside the bucket is softer on your head. But this block is literally you're carrying stone on top of your head. So it feels, I guess the pressure is more. So that guy up there was asking me if I was doing exercise. Like if I came to do exercise. Like, you just wake up in the morning and decide that, you know what, let me come to construction site and carry block and carry all this just because I want to do exercise. I had to explain to him that I'm here to hustle for my family, just like every other person. My guy did carry tutu like that. I want to try it too, but they fear me. Like say the load go plenty away. Yeah, and once if they pay me, one they stress me, can't be two.
When I was done with the block part, I just felt like I still wanted to, you know, finish everything, try everything. So I went to the guys who plaster, and just looking at them, the way they were doing it, I knew I needed some serious practice to be able to do that. So I just, you know, quit. That one was quitting on arrival. I knew I could not do it. So I immediately spotted something I could do, which was lifting water. Water, I did not expect it to be heavy at all, and it definitely wasn't heavy at all.
So what did they use and do? You know if you use and do anything. Water not the easiest.
Water was more relatable for me because, yeah, I've carried so much buckets of water in my house back then. In fact, anywhere. You see that I'm carrying with my hands or I'm carrying with my head. My head, it's been a while I carried buckets of water on my head, but yeah, that did not feel too strange. Just felt like, okay, it's been a while, but yeah, that was it. My steez was definitely ruined because carrying something on your head definitely murders your steez. After the water, I washed my hands and I knew it was time to go home. But the whole experience was fun for me, especially experiencing something with people that experience something new with people that literally this is their lifestyle. It made me, you know, see life differently. Not completely, but you know, just a bit. Like see what it takes. Imagine I have to do all that to earn like, let's say 10,000 naira. And then after earning that much, somebody else now comes to disrespect, you know, me in some way. Maybe I'm buying something and then I price it and then the person is like, come on, 2,000, you cannot afford. Like, bro, I worked so hard for my 2,000, you can't tell me, you can't disrespect me. So it just makes me, you know, appreciate everybody more because I feel like no matter what it might be your upbringing, everybody just has a different way they make money, and you should respect people's source of livelihood. Everybody, literally, because if everybody decided to do, like, let's say some kind of job, if everybody decided to be a musician, there will be no, you know, there will be no scientists, there will be no physicians, there will be no medical practitioners, there will be no legal practitioners. I think everybody just, you know, has a part to play in the setting of the world as a whole, and it's important that everybody plays their part in their own way and everybody respects everybody for their own parts. I think that way everybody can coexist better and feel happy doing what they do. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed watching me talk about construction in the way that I experienced it, talking about my experience. And shout out to every construction worker out there. You guys are the real OGs. You do so much and I appreciate what you do. God bless you. Peace out, guys.